accused of supporting the NMLA. The Empire has revealed new evidence that suggests the NMLA terrorist group may be receiving help from elements within the Federation. A report from the Imperial Internal Security Service stated, with information provided by the engineer Liz Ryder, we located an abandoned workshop where explosives had been constructed using her blueprints. Traces were found of Thargoid caustic enzymes, matching the payloads delivered during the starport bombings. Micro-signage on cargo containers identified bulk deliveries of equipment from a federal system in neutral space, where we believe the NMLA has a second bomb-making facility. IISS agents are currently investigating to confirm these findings. Federal Ambassador Jordan Rochester refuted these allegations. The suggestion that we're responsible for the Empire's homegrown extremists is laughable. As with their persecution of Marlinists, this is another excuse for an inability to solve their own problems. Imperial Ambassador Imogen Luciana responded, there have long been rumors that the NMLA has the Federation's support to destabilize the Empire and promote Republican propaganda. If true, there will be severe consequences. In related news, some federal systems are struggling to cope with an influx of Marlinist refugees. Public disobedience, food shortages and epidemics have been reported in the Thetis, LTT-1935 and HIP 36081 systems, due to a lack of additional resources. Federal and Imperial forces engage in battle. Pilots Federation alert. The Empire's counter-terrorism operation in the LTT-1935 system has triggered armed resistance from the Federation. The Imperial Internal Security Service's investigation into the NMLA terrorist group led its agents to LTT-1935, a Federation-controlled system in neutral space. Military vessels were called in for support, only to be met in combat by Federal forces. A declaration was made by Colonel Ernest Harris of the LTT-1935 Confederacy. The Empire cannot dominate and arrest our citizens as it did with the Marlinists. We claim the right to defend the Federation's territory from such aggressive tactics. Captain Axel Cyprian of the LYS Corp responded. The IIS
Frameshift drive charging.
CES has confirmed that the Neo-Marlinists have
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
bomb-making factories concealed within LTT-1935. To prevent future atrocities, it is vital that we take control of this system and shut down the NMLA's source of weapons. The LTT-1935 Confederacy has requested help from independent pilots to defend LTT-1935 from occupation by the Empire. The LYS Corp has also asked for auxiliaries to assist in gaining control of the system. Terrorism spreads as superpower conflicts increase. Neo-Marlinist extremists are continuing their campaign of terror, while the Empire and Federation clash over issues caused by Marlinist refugees. The Imperial Herald has featured updates on terrorist activity across the Empire. The NMLA has claimed responsibility for over 50 bomb attacks during the last 3 weeks. These mostly targeted local authority buildings and security forces, killing hundreds. Hit squads have also assassinated several high-profile individuals connected to the Devals, including the Emperor's relative Baron Cesare Lavigny. Senior IISS leaders have admitted to being unprepared for how organized and well-equipped the paramilitary group is. Critics suggest that the mass arrest of Marlinists may have radicalized many people who were already sympathetic to the Republican ideology. The Federal Times has focused on the tensions between superpowers, with diplomatic channels closing down. The possibility that the confrontation in LTT-1935 might escalate into all-out war cannot be ignored. There is added pressure from the exodus of millions of Marlinists, whose beliefs align with the Federation's democratic principles. President Hudson is still suffering from reduced congressional support, and many have said that it feels like Felicia Winters is running the show. But although her humanitarian efforts undoubtedly saved many refugees' lives, The acceptance of Imperial outcasts into Federal society remains in question.
Hull integrity compromised.
Copy. Deploying the fighter. SLS is online. Standing by. Regulate speed for automated retrieval, Commander.